Welcome to Voyage Daily Tech, the most important news personalized for you every day, supported by Voyage.com.
All right, we have an incredible show for you today. We're kicking things off with Tesla, which is caught in a political firestorm at home while its sales are cratering overseas. Then we'll shift to Amazon, which just hit a milestone of 1 million robots. But its CEO is also sending a stark warning about AI and human jobs. After that, we're diving into Intel, where the new CEO is thinking about a multi-billion-dollar gamble to scrap a key project and leapfrog the competition. From there, we'll look at a coalition of tech billionaires launching a crypto-native bank for the AI and defense sectors. And we'll wrap up with the rise of AI-powered YouTubers and the growing backlash against what people are calling machine-generated slop content online. Just a year after being former President Trump's biggest financial backer, Elon Musk is now in a public feud so intense, Trump has threatened to deport him. This high-stakes political war is erupting as Tesla's empire shows serious cracks. The company just reported a jaw-dropping 14% drop in vehicle deliveries, its second straight quarterly decline. The numbers are a major miss, falling short of Wall Street estimates and sending a shockwave through the market. While Tesla's stock is already down 26% this year, the worst performance among all tech megacap companies, the rabbit hole goes deeper. The feud with Trump isn't just personal. Musk is publicly slamming a multi-trillion-dollar bill backed by the former president. Why? Because according to one think tank, that very bill could slash future EV sales by roughly 100,000 vehicles per year. In retaliation, Trump has threatened to pull critical subsidies that benefit Musk's businesses, including both Tesla and SpaceX. But that's not the whole picture. The real turning point is the business side of things. The company is simultaneously fighting an onslaught of competition from Chinese EV makers who are releasing newer, more affordable models. To make matters worse, its futuristic Cybertruck, a symbol of its innovation, has already been recalled 8 separate times since it began shipping just last November. The company's market cap has now dipped below $1 trillion. So the question isn't about which threat is bigger, the political war at home or the business war from abroad. The reality is, with its CEO locked in battle and its sales in freefall, the EV giant is now fighting on all fronts, and it's a battle for survival. Speaking of tech giants under pressure, let's turn to Amazon, where a major milestone is casting a long shadow. So Amazon just announced it has deployed its 1 millionth robot, and no, that's not a typo. 1 million robots are now working inside its facilities, powered by a new generative AI model called DeepFleet that makes them 10% faster. The company claims this milestone creates new technical opportunities for employees, with a spokesperson highlighting roles in maintenance and engineering. But just as that news dropped, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy went on the record with a completely different story. He bluntly stated that Amazon's rapid rollout of generative AI will result in fewer people doing some of the jobs that the technology actually starts to automate. And if that was just the appetizer, the main course is just being served. The decline may have already started. The company cut more than 27,000 jobs in 2022 and 2023, with more targeted cuts continuing across business units. This isn't just about Amazon. A recent World Economic Forum report found that nearly half of all US employers' 48% plan to reduce their workforce due to artificial intelligence. In a memo to his own employees, Amazon's CEO was even more direct, admitting he expects the company's workforce to shrink in the coming years. So while the official press release talks about robots working alongside people, the numbers in the CEO's own words point to a starkly different reality. 1 million robots are in, tens of thousands of human jobs are out, and the second million are likely already on their way. We were just talking about the software-driven shift at Amazon. Now, let's shift our focus to the hardware that powers it all, and a legacy company facing a monumental decision. Intel's new CEO might be about to light billions of dollars on fire on purpose. Just a few months ago, former CEO Pat Gelsinger bet the company's future on a comeback chip-making process called 18A. It was supposed to be the technology that put Intel back on top, but the new chief, Lip-Bu Tan, who took over in March, is reportedly looking to scrap that entire strategy for new customers. The cost of abandoning the 18A project, a potential write-off of hundreds of millions if not billions of dollars. The situation presents a fascinating duality. On one side, you have Intel's all-in bet on 18A. On the other, it exposes a painful truth that its brand new process is only roughly equivalent to a TSMC technology from 2022. You know, Intel isn't just behind, it's practically playing a different game. This all comes after a brutal year for the American icon. 2024 was Intel's first unprofitable year since 1986. So the new CEO is considering a radical pivot. The plan is to sideline the 18A process and focus all resources on a next generation technology called 14A. The goal isn't just to catch up to TSMC anymore. It's to build a process so compelling it can steal away TSMC's crown jewel clients, Apple and Nvidia. The company is still on the hook to deliver 18A chips for its own products and for existing commitments to Amazon and Microsoft. But for the future of its foundry business, the battleground is shifting. The board is reportedly meeting as early as this month. This isn't just a choice between two technologies. It's a multi-billion-dollar gamble on whether to leapfrog the competition or risk becoming a relic in an industry it once defined. While old guard companies like Intel are fighting to reinvent themselves, a new group of disruptors is busy building an entirely new financial system from scratch. The story begins with a decision that caught everyone by surprise. A coalition of tech's most powerful and controversial billionaires are launching their own bank, built directly on the ruins of a fallen financial giant. This new venture, called Erebor, is being spearheaded by a who's who of Silicon Valley royalty. Palmer Luckey, the founder of Anduril, Peter Thiel's Founders Fund, and Palantir co-founder Joe Lonsdale. They're stepping into the massive power vacuum left behind by the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank in March 2023, a crisis that left countless startups unable to access their own money or even make payroll. While traditional banks deem these tech firms too risky, this new group is doubling down. Erebor isn't just for any startup, it's targeting the most sensitive and strategic sectors in the economy: artificial intelligence, defense technology, and manufacturing. However, if you zoom out, you'll see another layer of strategy at play. This isn't just a replacement for SVB, it's a fundamental rewrite of the rules. Erebor will be a digital-only bank with a core focus on cryptocurrency, specifically stablecoins. According to its charter application, the bank's stated goal is to become the most regulated entity conducting and facilitating stablecoin transactions in the world. Think about that. A group known for disruption is using regulation as its main weapon, aiming to build a fortress of stability for crypto assets. They're not just creating a bank for the tech industry, they're building a dedicated crypto-native financial system for the people and companies they believe are inventing the future. This isn't just about moving money, it's a strategic play to create an independent financial backbone for the next generation of technology. And as this new system rises, its founders are making it very clear who gets to be on the inside. So we've talked about the hardware and the financial systems for the future of AI, but what does that future actually look and sound like for creators and consumers? Well, it might sound a little synthetic. A top YouTuber just made a stunning admission about his job. His quote, "Turns out the flaw in this equation is the human, so we need to somehow remove the human." And he did. Meet Blue, a virtual YouTuber with 2.5 million subscribers and over 700 million views. He plays video games, he engages with fans, and he's not real. Blue is an AI-powered character created by longtime YouTuber Quebble Cop, who felt he could no longer keep up with the brutal demands of content creation. And it's working. The AI-boosted character has already pulled in more than 7 figures in revenue. While a human still puppeteers Blue for now, the creator's long-term goal is for the entire process to be fully automated by AI. This is where the situation takes a more complex turn. A new trend of faceless AI channels is exploding. One anonymous creator in Spain, working with a small team, now runs a network of channels that publishes up to 80 videos per day, all generated by AI. He says his target audience is often over the age of 65. This is leading to a massive backlash against what users are calling AI slop, low-quality, machine-generated content flooding platforms like YouTube and TikTok. One expert calls the age of slop inevitable, admitting, "I'm not sure what we do about it." Even Google is now using YouTube content to train its own video generation AI, sparking fears of an intellectual property crisis. So who's to blame for this flood of AI content? The creators behind these channels have a chillingly simple answer. It all comes down to supply and demand. As long as the slop keeps getting clicks, there's simply no reason for them to stop.
That's it for today on Voyage Daily Tech. Follow, share, and stay tuned for daily updates coming your way tomorrow.